Good afternoon, guys. How's everyone doing on this lovely, glorious afternoon? This is my second upload of today. And what I said, first of all, before I run away with myself, because I do tend to do that quite a lot, I am getting much better on online. And yeah, I've got bags of confidence too. I remember when I first started doing podcasts and first started uploading content on my own channel, I was, it's not it's a bit it's called camera shy, I think, or something like that, not being confident. That's probably what it is. But yeah, as the days have turned into the weeks have turned into the months have turned into the years. I've got bags of confidence, and now I've been on so many platforms I've lost count, and I've been on so many different episodes and documentaries and all that type of carry on. Anyway, guys, welcome to my channel, Joey Barnett TV. First of all, now we're a minute in. I hope everyone is doing well, I really do. And as I said to you just now, it's a beautiful day. It really is. The sun's out. Although the news says that we're going to get snow. And yeah, I believe we probably are, because it needs to warm up. The sun needs to come out and it needs to warm up a little bit for it to snow. And yeah, this feels like the type of weather when we're going to get a bit of snow. And I love the snow. I've got a four by four truck, and you can imagine the good times I'm going to have in this old girl. Anyway, this is the video we've all wanted to, all been waiting for. And I did say on my community post yesterday that I'll upload a prison story, a funny prison story. So I said the first story, I've said a lot of it in my post, but I'll tell you exactly what happened. I was having it with a fella called, I was in Whitemore, first of all, doing 12 years. And I don't know, I was probably 2.5, 3 years into my sentence. And I was up on the wing. There's quite a lot of hooch being brewed. Every other cell was probably brewing hooch. But was the hard thing about it was seeing it through until the end, and drinking it, obviously. But there's nothing worse than having it down for, a few weeks, and it's like nearly ready. Basically, you could drink it the next day, and then it comes on top and you lose it. And I've had that quite a few times. What we used to do when we was brewing it was find different places all around the wing. I even used on one of the spurs on Whitemore, because there was a kitchen there, and next to the kitchen there was a cloakroom where we could obviously hang our coats up and bits and pieces like that. So yeah, what I'd done is I used to brew my hooch in 2 litre bottle Coca-Cola bottles, because they're the best things to brew it in, unless you're doing it in buckets and milk bags and things like that. But my favourite was the 2 litre bottles, and that's because if you could release the cap, and you had to release the cap quite a lot. Well, you had to keep the cap loose, but what I was doing is I was keeping it loose during the daytime, and then at the night time I was tightening the cap up so that it didn't explode. So anyway, yeah, that was one of my hiding places next to the kitchen in the cloakroom. I had 3 2 litre bottles, 6 litres, 2 4. That's the maths, isn't it? Yeah, God. I had 6 litres, and I used to keep it in a bag. I'd hang it up on one of the hooks and put my jacket over the top, a pair of boots over the top of it, and bits and pieces like that. And yeah, I got away with it quite a few times like that, just plotting it up. The best place to plot it up would be during the winter on the pipes in your cell. Do you remember that, guys? The hot pipes, what run right the way through the cells. That was blinding during the winter. Um, that was the best place. Or like a boiler house, or even down the kitchens. That's where I used to get all my yeast from. One of my pals worked in the kitchen, and rather than just using bread and rice and fruit, what people normally use, that they only use that basically because they couldn't get the real McCoy, the yeast. And I had a pal working down the kitchen, so he used to bring me back yeast, and yeah, I was bang at it. I really was bang at it, and getting drunk a couple of times a week. And the screws used to hate it. They hated it, because the reason why is because alcohol does bring violence, and it changes you. So that's why the screws are so against alcohol in jail. They'd probably rather you have a smoke than getting drunk in jail. One of them ones, guys. So Anyway, I've got litres and litres and litres. I can't even remember. There's probably, I don't know, it must have been 20 litres underneath my bed. All in Coca-Cola bottles, by the way, this was. And obviously I'd had the caps off all day, and then I put the caps on of a night time because, you know, just for safety reasons. So I think I was about 10 days in, and these Coca-Cola bottles, they got that, they spread, they went right out. They let me just hold this selfie stick. They went right out there. It starts with, you could see the yeast that is feeding the alcohol, and it was going out like that every day. It took about 10 days to make a good brew. So yeah, I had all these bottles of yeast underneath my bed. I'm probably, I don't know, 10 days into it, and one morning, early hours in the morning, about 4 o'clock in the morning, there was an almighty bang. Now, to make hooch in jar, yeah, is pretty easy, but the hard thing is trying to keep it until the end so that you can drink it, because the minute a screw smells hooch on the wing, he's searching the whole wing. You know, sometimes when they smell it, the wing gets locked down. But in long term as gels, the screws know that things like this does go on, and you know they don't really drive you insane like they don't drive you insane like they do in local jails, because in local jails they're half bullies in local jails. And the reason why they're different in long-termers jails is because of long-termer screws know that a lot of long-termers ain't got a lot to lose. So, you know, if they upset an inmate, you know, previously, if you look back on my videos over a phone call, he might have come off a phone and had a bad call with his missus, might have got a Dear John, you know. And, you know, if that screw's having a pop at that inmate, when the inmate comes off the phone, that's it. That screw's getting landed on. You know, that's it. There's a fight. You're going to beat that screw up. So, yeah. Anyway, going back onto the story a little bit, because I do run away with myself. 4 o'clock in the morning is an almighty bang. And I thought, what the hell is that? Obviously, I was in the land of Nod. I was asleep. And it quickly became apparent to me that all the hooch was falling. I'm just looking because I'm in my truck and I think my sister's just popping around. All the hooch was falling off of the ceiling and hitting me whilst I was in bed. I was literally drowned in hooch. And the bang, what it made, it was an almighty bang. It half sounded like a bomb. And what that done is it got the night screw's attention. The night screw didn't know where that bang had gone on, because he was obviously in the office. What he was doing, he was walking up and down the landing, and you know, he didn't need to walk past my cell to smell it. Let's put it that way. And quickly he opened the flap up, and he see all the hooch going everywhere. But yeah, the bottles actually come out of my bed, and they hit the wall. All of them exploded. And the reason why they all exploded together was because I've put this hooch down at the very same time. And yeah, it went bang, 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 bang. I should have left the cap off that night and let them breathe, you know, because you normally do. But, you know, I'll just tighten the cap up because I didn't think the hooch would be ready. So that's why I tightened the cap up. But obviously, you know, they needed to be aired, and the bottles used to come out like that, as I said. So anyway, sorry, the light's gone down a little bit. Yeah, big bang. The screw come outside my cell, opened the flap up, and said, "What have you been up to, Barnett?" And one of them ones, you know, I was nothing. What you on about? I ain't been doing nothing. I've been asleep. But it was obvious that it was me, and it was obvious that loud explosion was a bottle of hooch going off. And he radioed through. I'm just trying to turn this to get a better light. He radioed through for security, and the security come, the mufti screws come, like, I don't know, 3-4 handed, all black, like they dress, you know, black combat trousers tucked into their socks, you know, black eye boots, you know, black t-shirt, black top, black jumper, all in black. Do you know what I mean? Like they're the SAS. I can't stand them. I hate the fuckers. They call them the Mufti Squad. But yeah, they come with a PO, cracked me door open, see the palaver, what was going on, and quickly dragged me down the seg. Well, it didn't drag me, he actually, said, come on, Barnett, you've got to go down the seg. To be honest, I was happy to walk down this seg because I was drowned. I was literally drowned with Hooch. And I'll tell you something, the whole wing stunk like a brewery. And when I was walking down the seg, as I said, it was early hours in the morning, there was loads and loads of people at their door, kicking their door because they didn't like being woken up, and the screws woke them up. It wasn't me what woke them up, it was the screws with all their shouting and radios and keys and jangling and all the commotion what they made, these screws, just over a little bit of Hooch. But yeah, everyone was going absolutely mad. They kept me down the seg for about 5 days, let me back up on a winger, and put me in front of the governor, adjudication for brewing Hooch. And I don't know, I lost 2 weeks of earnings, 2 weeks private spends, went on to basic because I was on standard, went straight down to basic. That's your regime, by the way. I'll do another video on that. But yeah, thinking about it now, man, I had some really, really good times in jail. One of my pals in there, his name was Philip O'Driscoll, and his nickname on the street is Budgie, I think, or Biff. That's it. No, it's Biff. We used to play cards during association. I'd always go into his cell playing cards, and we used to love a drink. And I'll tell you something, we had some good times in there. I had some really, really funny times in jail, in long-termers jails. So my next few videos will be about funny stories in jail, but that's just one funny story what I wanted to share with you guys. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I'll be back at you, no doubt, shortly. Have a good day, everyone. Peace.